Right, so I'm just going to give you a little video about Nipper the dog, the famous symbol that's seen on HMV, Victor, etc. record labels. This is the painting of Nipper the dog. It's not the original, it's a print, but one I bought from eBay for about £15. It's lovely, isn't it? Came with a frame as well and a great big box. I could hardly get it down the passage, it was so well packed. That's Snowy the dog there. Hello Snowy! Come on baby. Snowy's about 8 years old this year. Very, very sweet, a little baby. So Nipper was apparently a crossbreed, not according to a story or legend or whatever, or history. May have been part Jack Russell, part whatever. Originally the gramophone wasn't the horn gramophone you see there, it was a cylinder recorder. It was an Edison cylinder recorder, which I'll show you in a second. I'm going to use the Wikipedia entry to sort of give you the story, really, because it tells you all about it in the actual Wikipedia entry. Just leave that there for a minute. Get my glasses on so I can see what I'm doing. There we are, look. That's the original barreled Wikipedia. Not Wikipedia, HMV image, not Wikipedia. HMV image. It employed it depicted the Edison cylinder recorder. When Burrell wrote to Edison, the message came back about dogs don't listen to gramophones or something. That was about what he got back. But I'll tell you about that in a second. Let's give you a bit of a story. It's Nipper. 1884 to 1894 was a dog who served as the model. There we are. Out there. He worked as a model for a painting titled His Master's Voice. The image was the basis for the dog-and-gramophone logo used by several audio recording and associate brands: Victor Talking Picture Company, Gramophone Company, Berliner Gramophone, His Master's Voice, HMV, EMI, RCA, RCA Victor, Victrola, Electrola, Bluebird, Zonophone, JVC and Deutsche Grammophon. Put that down for a minute while I'm wheeling this Wikipedia to its next stage. There we go, let's get the page in the right order. There we go, down there. Now a bit of biography about Nipper. Get back to that picture again. Right, Nipper was born in 1884 in Bristol, England, and died in September 1895, so he was 11 years old when he died. He was a mixed race breed dog. Part Jack Russell, although some sources suggest that he was a Smooth Fox Terrier, or part Bull Terrier. He was named Nipper because he would nip the backs of visitors' legs. That made him popular, I bet. Nipper originally lived with his owner, Mark Henry Barraud, in the Prince's Theatre, where Barraud was the scenery designer. When Barraud died in 1887, his brothers Philip and Francis took care of the dog. Nipper himself died of natural causes in 1895 and was buried in Kingston upon Thames in Clarence Street in a small park surrounded by magnolia trees. As time progressed, the area was built upon, and a branch of Lloyd's Bank now occupies the site on the wall of the bank, just inside the entrance. A brass plaque commemorates. I'm going to have to remove a message that's come up on my screen here. Oh no, these pesky messages. There we go. Commemorates Lloyd's Bank now occupies the site on the wall of the bank, just inside the entrance. A brass plaque commemorates the terrier that lies beneath the building. On the 10th of March 2010, a small road near to the dog's resting place in Kingston upon Thames was named Nipper Alley in commemoration of this resident. I must have a look down there one day. He's get a few photos and pictures. In 1898, 3 years after Nipper's death, Francis Barraud, the last owner and brother of the first owner, painted a picture of Nipper, listening intently to a wind-up Edison Bell cylinder photograph. There we go. Or phonograph, isn't it? Not phonograph, phonograph. It must get my eyes changed, or my glasses changed, whichever. Thinking the Edison Bell Company, located in New Jersey, might find it useful, he presented it to James E. Howell, who promptly said, "Dogs don't listen to phonographs." On May 31, 1899, Barraud went to the Maiden Lane offices of the Gramophone Company with the intention of borrowing the brass horn to replace the original black horn on the painting. The manager, William Barry Owen, suggested that the artist place the machine with a Berliner disc, replace the machine with a Berliner disc gramophone. The company would buy the painting. The image became a successful trademark of the Victor HMV. It's a bit hard to hold this at the same time as let's make this video. Let's see there. Let's see if we can put it down. I don't want to break the glass. Right. Right, I'm just going to catch up with where I am now. Let's have a look now. The image became the successful trademark of the Victor and HMV record labels. Let's have a look. Trademark was registered by Berliner to use in the United States on July 10, 1900. His master's voice for a complete history of the brand based on Nipper. The slogan "His master's voice" along with the painting was sold by the Gramophone Company for £100 sterling, £50 for the copyright and £50 for the painting itself. Francis Berard said, It's difficult to say how the idea came to me beyond the fact that suddenly it occurred to me that to have a dog listening to the phonograph with an intelligent and rather puzzled expression and call it his master's voice would make an excellent subject. He had a phonograph and we had a phonograph, and I often noticed how puzzled he was to make out where the voice came from. It certainly was the happiest thought I ever had. The original painting hung in the EMI boardroom in Hayes, Middlesex for many years. Let's just see what else it says there. There we are. You can see that's my lovely painting there. That's the Wikipedia there, and you've got the various records. Deutsche Grammophon, Gramophone Company, etc., the British one. And Nipper itself is a subject on its own. You know, you often see my lovely book, His Master's Gramophone, a guide to the acoustic instruments sold by the Gramophone Company in Great Britain, 1897 to 1960, by Brian Oakley and Christopher Proudfoot. A lovely book. It's a bit large, a bit heavy to look at really. But it's got some beautiful photographs, some beautiful details about, HMV gramophones. This is the collector's guide. Believe it or not, there are people who collect all sorts of things. I'm not a collector of trinkets myself. It's only that picture I really wanted, and only the few gramophones I wanted. I'm not a manic collector of trinkets to do with Nipper, but there's absolutely thousands of things. Empty tins, needle tins, they seem to have more value than actually full tins sometimes, especially if they're really sort of vintage tins. And there we go, all sorts of labels, badges, statues, statuettes. I love the records. I love records that interest me. They do something. They don't have to sit around gathering dust. So that's the Nipper book. That's a beautiful book by Ruth Edge and Leonard Petts. You can pick it up very cheaply off of eBay. And put that safely down over there. That one over there as well. Right. Another lovely book. Looks fairly simple, but actually the detailing it's really good actually inside. A phono surface book of the gramophone. HMV Gramophones 1921 to 1936. And there we are, look. Compiled and introduced by Barry A. Williamson, and it's a 1999 phono service production. For some unaccountable reason, the Gramophone Company Limited were, except for a brief period in the mid-1920s, extremely reluctant to state the model details on their products. Consequently, many owners have expressed difficulty in determining their model number. In many cases, it is somewhere either concealed or codified. Only in the mid-20s was it shown clearly on a gold transfer on the motorboard. When you lift the platter on gramophones, you find there's a label there. It's got a number on it, and it says, if contacting HMV, give this reference number. Lovely book. It gives you all those sort of details, but when it was made, the different models and stuff. It really is a you know, it's not a fancy print, this book, just black and white, but it's one of the most interesting gramophone books, I think. Lovely book to have. This one covers you know, old gramophones in general by Bennett Bergonzi. There we go. Old Gramophones and Other Talking Machines. Nice, nice book. Again, it covers not just HMV but many other makes as well. Veteran Talking Machines. History and Collector's Guide. And fairly cheap to buy a book, this one. Some of the gramophone books are quite expensive. Once again, it's fairly simple print. Quite an interesting little book, a nice book to have. By Brian Jewell, an intelligently written book. My favourite book of the gramophone is this Christopher Proudfoot book, Collecting Phonographs and Gramophones. And Christie's Kensington Collector's Series. Christie's is the auctioneer in South Kensington in London. Proudfoot actually worked for them. He was the specialist, I think, in the sort of gramophone department and stuff. And this is a really lovely book. It's got lots of details. It tells you everything about how, you know, from the history to how to repair gramophones. It's just, you know, such a lovely book. Printed before the age of the internet, as most of these books are, and we didn't have access to so much information like we do now. Studio Vista book, a great company, Studio Vista. They did produce some great books. And I think I might have shown a little bit of some one of my videos actually, but you know, lovely coloured pictures, lovely. It's actually better, I think, than the big His Master's Gramophone book, the very heavy coffee table type book. But this one has got so much information in it. Totally recommend it. You can probably buy a copy for about £20 to £30 off the internet. And another book that's very highly recommended is His Master's Voice by Dave Cooper. Comes with a CD as well, some selections by Dave. And once again, it's a lovely book. It's about the perfect portable gramophone. It tells you all about the portable gramophones that HMV did. Loads and loads of detail in here. Pictures of the factory, look, it's lovely. Pictures of all the different models, particularly the 102s, which are my favourite. I absolutely love HMV 102s. And try not to damage that spine in the book, because it will devalue it. But there we are, look. Just a quick flick through. Hard to do this with one hand in a limited space. But anyway, that's the Nipper story, really, you know, and a few of the books about gramophones, and particularly my interest is HMV gramophones. That's Nipper the dog, wishing you a very good day, and thanks for watching this video. Sorry if I rambled a bit. Bye for now.